All right, so we got back today, and I'm gonna go over before we get in there. If you don't have a V-taper back, or like a Dorito back, and you're more of a lopsided, how do you want to call it, mushroom back, it's not genetics. Not genetics. Because why are we gonna say it's not genetics, even if it may be? Because we can't change genetics. What we can do is change our training and change how we approach it. So we are going to take that off the table before we even think about it. So genetics out of the image. We're going to be talking about how to fix it, or how to improve on it, how to actually get more of the desirable V-taper Dorito back. Usually it's from lower lats not being big enough or disproportionate. I put it in quotes because saying disproportionate is not usual given the fact that we all can get bigger and make it more proportionate while we're getting bigger, because there's plenty of room to grow. So I wouldn't try and focus lower lat only because it's disproportionate when everything is disproportionate, because we all could be 20 to 30 pounds of lean muscle heavier. So we don't want to worry about trying to proportion up. So yeah, it's mainly going to be a lower lat problem, part of this right here, because if that's smaller, that's what looks like a mushroom top. And you'll see from my back exercise, I'll hit some of the lower lat directly, some of them will be part of the movement, but usually movements where your elbow at the end of the movement, when your elbow ends up basically near your hip bone, is mostly when your lower lat's going to get activated. And that goes from if you're doing a row movement, you're doing it tucked in with your elbow, and your elbow ends up right by your hip at the end of it, you're going to be hitting a lot of lower lat. If you're doing a, a single arm, kneeling, lat, what do you want to call it, lat pull down, I guess? Whatever. It would go from here and pull down to here. If you're thinking about driving your elbow into your hip, you're going to feel a lot in your lower lat. And think about a lat pullover also. Depending if you use a machine or just a cable, where does your elbow usually end up when you're doing that? It's typically around your hip. Now, sometimes it's not exactly there, but if it's about there, it's more likely than not you're going to be, what is going on? More likely than not you're going to be hitting your lower lat. And that's how we're going to be fixing this mushroom mat back. So that would be the first thing we do. And I would implement that into your back day. I have, 4 back exercises today. 2 of them hit lower lat pretty good. This is bonus, is out of the 4 exercises I do for back today, 2 of them are horizontal movements, as in I'm pulling horizontal to myself like a row, and 2 of them are vertical movements. So one is like a lat pull down. Think about it, that's vertical to your body. And one of the horizontal movements hits the lower lat, and one of the vertical movements also hits the lower lat. So it's kind of diversified all over the place. And when you have a general scheme to your workout like that, you don't have to worry about missing out on muscle groups in your back. Let me elaborate on that. Because I have 2 horizontal movements, 2 vertical movements, and one of the horizontal movements is with the elbow high, and one of them was the elbow low, and one of the vertical movements is the elbow, I guess, to the side, and the other one's the elbow low. I can guarantee that I'm going to be hitting all of my back and not missing out on anything, because of all the different arm paths I'm doing. And I don't have to overcomplicate using a specific machine for a movement of one of those movements, because I know I'm checking all 4 boxes there. And it also helps with speeding up the workout. If someone's on your machine that you want to use for hitting lat pullovers, you want to just use a cable instead for a lat pullover, you're chilling, because you're still hitting the same movement. So it helps, 1, move the workout along, and 2, not be I guess one to help move the workout along. That'd be the main thing, quite honestly. If you want to do the same machines every time you go in there, but just keep up and wait, I mean, go for it. I don't see why not. As long as you're upping your intensity and adjusting accordingly. So yeah, that's the biggest part of it. And I forgot what else I was going to say. But after back, I'll hit a little bit of biceps. And what is this person doing? After back, a little bit of biceps, and then we got some posing, and we'll get out of there. So 4 back exercises, 2 bicep exercises, and that'll be chilling for the day. I was gonna say something about back as well, but let me make sure I get this lane before I get screwed over. Yeah, that would be like the primary things that I would think about going into a back day if it is solid. Like if it's a good back day you're going to do. Because there's numerous ways you can start off your back day. If you're checking all the boxes, you're hitting all different angles, chilling. We have no problems. We'll no longer have mushroom top back. Look goofy. Yeah, I called you goofy. Anyways, yeah, that's what we got. I'm about a minute away. I guess I could talk a little bit more about the workout just so it's a little longer car talk instead of 7 minutes long. What else is about the workout? I guess I do like 4 sets for each of them. The sets per each individual exercise isn't as important as just like the overall amount of volume you do in the day. I throw in 4 instead of 3 because usually your first set on any exercise, it probably could have been harder. Like you start off today, or I'm going to start off today, doing lat pull downs. And my first set of lat pull downs, like top set, whatever you want to call it, is that as hard as I possibly could have gone? Or is it going to be the next set when my lats are really activated after doing that first set and I'm like ready to go? It's usually that set. So it helps you out with ensuring that you're having 3 super hard sets instead of one that was meh and then 2 that are hard. Really but really make sure you're completing the lifts. And that's why that. And then rep ranges, like 6 to 12, 6 to 15-ish, each of them. Not too particular on it. Oh, that's what I was going to say. When I said, like, you can interchange what exercises you do, and I think maybe I track, like, this exact machine. I know what weight and what reps I do for this. But in reality, if you just go in and give it 100%, you're going to be good. Like the box is going to be checked, and you're going to know you're going to be growing and progressing because of that. And you don't have to have that exact weight written down on the machine you're going to swap out for because you don't want to wait for your specific lat pull down machine. You'd rather do lat pullovers. You'd be surprised how good of an estimate of how much weight you can do on a machine is. And let's say even if you're still underneath what you can do or way over it, you can usually tell after doing 1 rep on that movement. So do 1 rep, and you can usually gauge like, oh, I can probably do 30 reps on this. Let me up the weight before I do a full set. Or if you do 1 rep, you're like, holy shit, I'm probably only going to get 2 more and then die. Maybe lower the weight a little bit. You'd be surprised how accurate you can be at that. That was what I was going to say before I lost my train of thought. So let's go get in there. I'm going to start off with some lat pull downs and then crank this jawing out. See you there. All right, just finished warming up. I just did 1 set for this. Honestly, it depends on warming up for. Like if I'm starting with chest, I'll do like 4 warm-up sets, but this I'm really not too concerned. No particular reason, honestly, to starting off with like a lat pull down. Everything's gonna get hit. I guess I have said before in previous vids that like I'll do this first because it mainly hits your lats, and then like the rest of my back movements will hit lats. Yes, that is why I do it, but I wouldn't say it's going to ruin your entire workout. Oh yeah, I'll move. You're good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Alright, just ahead and move the camera. I did say that's why I'll start with lat pull downs, but like, there's a bunch of different ways you can start with it. So, you're not ruining your workout if you don't start with like a lat isolation, but just found what works for me. And then my other pull day, I'll start with like a barbell row. So that's what I mean. It's like 2 different ways.
And if I told them, all good. I know. Yeah, I wouldn't be bringing people today.
We got plenty of lift left, so I'm not going to be worried about doing a drop set or something on that right now. But if I only got like 4 reps in the last set, then I'd probably roll it into a drop set just to make it like at least a good enough volume for a set. But We got plenty to go. Okay. I'm gonna do rest pause. Whew. we got another type of row. I'll either do a machine one or just like a seated cable. Then this one, lat pullovers, biceps pose, and get out of here. Okay. Alright, normally I do these both at the same time, bilateral, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna switch it up, especially from this like off season, because if you look way back from like a few months ago, just from like the stage shots, I wouldn't say there's an imbalance, but like I definitely don't lift evenly, to put it like a better words. But like if I pose, like one shoulder's way above the other one. Part of that is like tightness from like, what do you want to call it? I don't know the technical name. Part of my posterior chain that's like linked from all the way down here, up my back into my shoulder, was kind of bound up, and it was way too close to showtime to actually fix it completely. Because I mean, it takes a couple of years to have that happen, so it's going to take a couple of years to fix as well. So something I'm trying to fix is throwing in a little more unilateral movements and like really focus on having my shoulders even when I'm pulling on both sides. And something, just minor tweaks to fix on that while working on everything else. But half the time I get a little too lazy to actually spend 8 total sets and do one each at a time instead of just cranking out 4 both, because it takes longer. But I'll make do by doing just go back and forth without really waiting in between them. I'm not too concerned about the needing to wait 90 seconds or whatever between lifts. Last set, I'm gonna drop the weight just a little bit. Let's tell us. We'll go up there. Definitely gonna finish it there. My lats are about to fall off. Whew. Finish up with some biceps. Let me get out of here. See that? If you look at what the 4 movements I did, I went from, this doesn't really matter, but vertical to horizontal, vertical. But if you saw like all the paths I was talking about, arm paths at least, before I got in here, we're trying to actually get like a V back instead of like a mushroom top back. This one, where my elbow end up? Near my hip. And then the one before this, the row, where my elbow end up? I rode, it's near my hip. Those two are gonna hit way more lower lat. And it really didn't matter, those are the last 2 of the day. You can start with them, but as long as they're in there. And then, what was I saying? Oh, the other 2. Like the reason it wasn't hitting lower lat is because when I was doing the, I guess, free weight T-bar row, whatever the hell you want to call it, elbows were way the hell up here. And then lat pull down, elbows way out here. So, I mean, yes, this still hits some lower lat, but I mean, not as much as when you're tucked in. All right, let's go do buys and get out of here. I'm gonna drop the weight a little bit. Plenty.
I wouldn't do that. I think that you can't be really, you can't function. Yeah. It's like you before you walk on it. It's like you want to go walking on it. Yeah, the license. Being out in the wilderness.
This is killing me. Everything. Oh, you? Yeah. Do you want to work in though? I'll turn it off between it normally.
I can just. I get out there, you got to walk and pull back work. You thought I was ready. You know what I mean? Guess that fuck blue man, blue man. We're going to shine. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're just trying to get him to perfect game and get into it. Yo, are you age doing this shit? Can I do this shit? No, we can go. We'll see. 21 and 22. Well, one of you. Yeah, it's killing enough.
I haven't lifted, or not lifted, I haven't posed down here in quite a bit, so we're gonna mix it up a little bit. Different posing scenery. Throw them back to here. The other one I do that's like kind of the yellowish lighting, like it actually looks like a posing room. It's upstairs right above this. You know, this is kind of just like a, I don't know what you want to call this. Half yoga, half old equipment area. Anyways, I think we're good. All right, let's take it off. I got called buff giant wick like, gosh, 10 times the past month and a half. A lot. Just gotta say. I don't know. I'm thinking about leaning into that. I think it would be a niche that people will watch more of. Buff John Wick. I feel like it would stick though. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll say my acne's a lot better than the last bulk. Last bulk, it was brutal. Dude, cutting down, it goes away instantly. It's because of the few things. Bulking, sweat more sweat, more clogged pores. Also, carbs. And carbs are sugar, more acne. And I don't know why I upper back more, but usually I get it all over here. I guess because I sweat so much and it just usually falls down here. And then, I don't know, usually just places that I sweat a lot. But this bulk, we're chilling more. Got some face med, like topical one, so at least my face doesn't have a bunch of acne. And then it's like an oral antibiotic that I was taking. You can only take an oral antibiotic for like a few months. Let me put this up. For a few months. Otherwise, there's like antibiotic resistance. It was doxycycline, which is an antibiotic used for acne. It worked great. Helped a ton. So if this starts to turn to crap again, I'll ask my dermatologist to help out with that again, because I think it can use it again if it's been like a few months span between it. We'll see. Right now, I don't see a problem with that. That's kind of, a lot of it's just scars, just because I've had it for 5 years now, I think. Maybe longer. I've had that acne since I was like 15. So 6 years, almost 7 years. So, all right, let's get in the car. Okay, let's get out of here. Solid lifts, per usual. I didn't talk much this lift. I feel like I don't talk much at all in my lifts, but it's either because I'm yapping with people in there or just locked in. That's how you should be in your lifts if you're trying to get a good lift. Well, you can still fuck around with your friends, but like, when you're about to start your set, lock it. What do you guys want to hear? I'm going to think of what you guys are thinking so I can say it. I don't know. I don't know what y'all want to hear. I think that was a pretty basic lift. Maybe it wasn't basic. But there's just a little bit of biceps at the end to finish off buys because they already got hit indirectly from the rest of my back movements, and they're already pumped. Want to finish them off. And then, gosh, I was really focusing on, I think it was a clip from Chris Bumstead. I don't know how long ago, but I think he was working out with the Trent twins. And something about like full range of motion and like it changes. You got to relearn your motor system, like in your brain, of lifting full range of motion, because you'll have to change the amount of weight you're doing lighter. And I don't know, mentally I just tried that today. And kind of. I can kind of see like the throwing up part too, because when I was doing this seated rows, single arm, and I was doing that on each side for however many reps I got, I started to feel like I was about to yak. Now, people usually do that from like quad days, because I mean, geez, you do a quad day, that's crazy. I can totally see how you'd yak from that, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever thrown up from a workout. Maybe I just haven't trained that hard enough, or maybe I just have less of more of a tolerance before throwing up. I don't know. I'll take the under on that. It's probably like I'm not training hard enough. But anyways, what do we got? I'm about to go home and have cream of rice, whey protein, made like in a whey drip, on top of the cream of rice with peanut butter. And sometimes I'll put yogurt on that, or I'll put yogurt on the side. But that definitely sounds like a whole bunch of shit I just put together for a meal. Kind of is. No. It's a lot of protein from the powder, carbs from the rice, just a little bit of fat, just to space out my fat for my meals a little bit out the day, instead of like having a bunch of fat in some of my other meals, because I'd put no fat in my post-workout meal. Helps space it out a little bit, and helps have a more consistent flow of food going in throughout the day and like your digestive tract, by having the fat spaced out too, because the fats slow down your digestion. If you have a super fatty meal, your body will absorb that meal much slower than one that's like a bowl of cereal. So completely changed that. I guess you could say it's more satiating, if you've ever heard that word, more filling. But I mean, also fat is a lot more calories. So I mean, there's both sides of that. I mean, gosh, if you ever had like a bowl of cereal and you're like, I can eat 4 more bowls of cereal right after it. Partly one because it's sugar, sure, but also because there's no fat, and just your body can digest it really quick. So that part of it as well, and also protein. Protein's a little slower to digest as well. That's more satiating. Carbs are like the least satiating thing. Those can go down quick, super quick. I mean, shit, think about if you have like a glass of orange juice or a bottle of Gatorade or something. I mean, I wouldn't say that changes your hunger levels at all. And that's like 150 calories. It's almost the same amount of calories as a cup of rice. Well, I guess that's carbs too, but like it goes down a lot quicker. You get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But that, and then one more meal after that. Oh, I could talk about if you're having a tough time getting your meals down when you're on a bulk. If you're not front loading your meals at the beginning of the day, as in if you're not eating, like trying to cram more meals earlier in the day, you're gonna have a very tough time bulking. Now, maybe not for everyone, but I found almost every single person I've spoken to that has a tough time eating their meals is, one, because they don't eat a breakfast, or it's a super tiny breakfast, or they don't eat enough in the morning. And that's like the best time to get it down. Because the opposite when you're cutting, if you've ever cut before, it's a lot easier if you like wait on eating for the day and try to push all your meals at the end of the day, like backload it. And because then once the end of the day comes, you can actually be full at the end of the day. But if you eat all your food and you still have plenty more day to go, then it kind of sucks. Because then you don't have food to look forward to. You got to look forward to tomorrow. Either you go to bed early, or you're going to bed hungry and you don't really want to go to bed because you're hungry. It sucks. So, a couple easy ways to adjust. And that's assuming your calories are right on whatever you're doing. Yeah, what's my second meal, the one I have before bed, is usually it's supposed to be like ground beef, but one, I can't find 90-10 ground beef at the grocery stores I go to. It's usually 80-20 or something. I need something a little leaner than 80-20. Second, ground beef, I don't know what it is. I can have a burger from like Five Guys and be fine, but when I have ground beef, cook it at home, the smell, I don't know, I'm not a fucking child, so I'm not going to say it grosses me out, but like, I just say it wouldn't settle right eating it. Like, I'll eat ground turkey as my meal instead of ground beef, and I'll feel fantastic after ground turkey. But ground beef, it's like unsettling, and it's like, well, easy swap, avoid that, and you're fine. One part of that is like, oh, the casein and beef, slower digestion for when you're sleeping longer and you fast because you're sleeping. It's like, it's not the end of the world if you don't get that. I mean, that's kind of like a lower priority. So the ground turkey is plenty. And then rice, 90-10 ground turkey, as I just mentioned, that was what the beef would be. Then rice and pineapple. Because this is another very like low priority thing, but like part of it, pineapple, there's an enzyme, what's it called, bromelain or something? I don't know. There's some enzyme that also helps with the intake of protein, combined with the slow digestion, digesting casein, and using that for after your, or before you go to bed, it's clutch. I mean, it's not gonna make, you're not gonna see a difference between the guy that's having pineapple before he goes to bed and the guy that doesn't. But like, I mean, if I'm already gonna be having some type of fruit before I go to bed with my meals, I mean, why not make it pineapple? Easy enough. Why not just get that little bonus when it's already there? So, and also another thing that, if you've ever seen like any other bodybuilder on their Instagram story or one of their like reels or carousels on Instagram of like their full day of eating, and they'll throw in like always some type of fruit, veggies as well, but like usually a small piece of fruit with their meal that has mainly protein and carbs and a tiny bit of fat. Part of the fruit, sure, it's a quicker source of energy, whatever. Nicer to eat instead of all just straight rice. Part of it is the type of sugar that's in it. It's called fructose, and the type of carbs in like rice and the other typical perceived carb sources like that, potato, is glucose. And if you get, I think it's 20% of your carbs, daily carbs, from fructose, I think your body utilizes the energy better. I could be wrong on the benefit from it, but I do know there is a significant benefit from like, or maybe it's because less of the surplus of calories gets turned into fat if 20% is fructose. I don't remember exactly, but I do know if you have like 90% of your, like almost all your carbs straight from fructose, and you're in a calorie surplus bulking, that can lead to metabolic problems. But then again, like I don't know the exact data on this stuff because I wasn't too fazed by it. Like, I mean, the science stuff of that's pretty cool and all, but like, alright. That's coming from a guy that's graduating with a biochemistry degree, so I don't know what that tells you. But anyways, that was something I'd mention because it's always, I used to be super curious trying to see like, oh, why do they do this or why do they do that, and what it comes from, and that's part of it. What else is there? I don't know, that's the most I can think of right there. I gotta pick up steak on the way home from Publix. I know it looks like it's midnight, but it's 6:23 right now. Pick up some steak, sirloin, it's leaner. Only one of my meals of the day is sirloin, because otherwise I'd be destroying the bank account. So we got that, and yeah, I think that's it. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Tomorrow we got quads. I will have it uploaded right the day after this one. So appreciate y'all watching. I will see you guys tomorrow.